Hey guys, Keith of Alaskan Dual Sport. Man, it is a rainy day here in Fairbanks today. Calling for rain for the next 4 or 5 days. So since I finished the WR, I decided to start a new project. And what I'm going to work on next is this 2002 Honda XR80. Well, in this project, what we're going to do is I'm going to install a brand new clutch cable. My grandson learned to ride on this bike, and one thing that he always had a problem with was pulling in the clutch. And I mean, it's really hard. So after doing a little research, I found out that, if your cable's really hard to do, then probably needs replaced, or at the very least lubricated. So I just decided to replace it, and we'll see how that does. And we might end up replacing the handle too. Anything to make it easier. My wife and 2 of my daughters want to try to learn how to ride this, and I said this would probably be easy because it's little. So we're going to put a new clutch cable on, and then at the same time my grandson wore the sprockets and the old chain out. So we're going to install a new front sprocket, new back sprocket, and a new chain. And we'll see how she does. Alright, so we put it up on my trusty homemade motorcycle stand, old 5-gallon bucket. I did see a stand the other day though at the local motorcycle shop. It's about 125 bucks. And I thought that was a pretty good deal, so I think I'm going to pick that up here sometime soon. Because, as you saw in my last video, you can tip it over. Not good. Alright, well, let's go ahead and start working on this thing. I should have loosened the back axle nut before I put it up there. Well, on this side, there's not an easy little cover to pull off to get to the front sprocket. So I'm going to have to pull off the shifter, take out all these bolts, and then take this whole plate off. Let's get started doing that. It'd be nice if they made it easy to get to. Cool thing about this sprocket is it has 2 bolts. Unlike the WR where you have to peen it. And so let's go ahead and try to break this loose. Alright, so I'm going to try to attempt to hold my foot on the brake while I break these loose. Alright, that one broke loose. And that one broke loose. Alright. Now I can disconnect this brake. Alright, so the next step is to take this master link off so we can get this chain off. Which one was it? This one? Yeah. There we go. All right. Old chain off. Get ready for the new one. Let's go ahead and take this sprocket off. So this one has a little keeper plate. There we go. Now they're pretty flat. All right, let's compare it to the new one. Well, so here is the new one. Wow, it's bigger. Maybe I got more teeth. It was supposed to be stock. All right, so let's see. Let's count the teeth. All right, so they sent me the wrong one. It should have been a 14, but they sent me a 16. So, will the chain even work? And how is that going to affect my gear ratios? We have to do a little research into that, huh? All right, so let's see if it fits. Sure does. Okay, so when you put this back on, there's a little groove. And the reason I couldn't get the holes to line up is because you have to spin it to lock it in place. All right, so it will work. All right, so we'll just go ahead and put these bolts in loosely. And then we'll have to tighten them up when we put the chain back on. Let's get this back wheel pulled off. Bang! Alright, let's try to take off this back sprocket. Until they've had Loctite on them. Now this is a 46 tooth, and the new one's a 46 tooth. So it's about the same. Look how pointy compared to these. All right. All right. New rear sprocket installed. So let's reinstall this back tire. All right, so let's get this back tire back on. All right, so let's go ahead and put this new chain on and make sure it's long enough, and I can figure out what to do before we tighten up all the sprockets. Oh yeah, chain's plenty long enough. Look at that. Gonna end up having to cut some links off. So hey, better it be long than too short. All right, so I got the chain on, got it all adjusted. So now I just need to tighten up this front sprocket and then put that case cover back on and tighten up the rear axle, and I think I'm done. Oh, and put the shifter back on too. All right, so I got the back axle all tightened up, and then I held the brake and I tightened up the bolts on the front sprocket there. So now it's time to put all these back in. Alright, all we got left to do is put on the gear shifter here. Alright, well, I guess that's going to do it for us tonight. Next video, we're going to put on this new clutch cable and see if it helps with this really hard, I mean, this thing's really hard to pull in. Alright guys, everybody ride safe.